All right, we're off Roman at the Roman Show with Jason David Frank, the original Green Ranger and White Ranger, who will be coming to South Florida July 4th through the 7th at the Florida SuperCon at the Miami Airport Convention. Jason, it's been 20 years. It's hard to believe, but 20 years since Mighty Morphin Power Rangers kicked off, and you're still going strong to the show, but you yourself, everyone, when you think of the Power Rangers, they always think of the Green Ranger. And 20 years from now, 20 years now, you guys get to meet for the first time in a long time here at the Florida SuperCon. How are you feeling about coming to Florida? It's been a long time coming here.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I love Miami and love Florida, and, it's been 20 years, and I'm excited. I think Power Rangers is bigger now than it's ever been. And it has. The Green Ranger has been some kind of icon. I don't know why, but I know it looks cool, maybe because it was like the first original. But I was just excited to be part of that. I was also excited to go back to Super Mega Force, and jump back in spandex 20 years later. So it's a good thing I can fit in it. But I'm excited about coming there. I hear it's a great con, and the promoters are really out to make the fans happy. And I think that's what's important with conventions is, it's all about the fans. So I'm there to make the fans happy too, and I'm just happy and blessed that I have fans.
So have you been in contact with some of these guys that you would with the original series that you've worked with in the past? Have you seen them, or is this the first time you get to see them in person since the 20 years?
Yeah, no, I've seen them. I've busted my butt on tour in the last 2.5 years, and kind of felt like I paved the way for all the other guys. To be honest with you, I was one of the first guys to go out there and start doing them. Well, Johnny Bosch was. I take that back. Johnny's really paved the way for all of us. He was, Adam in the Power Ranger movie, and so I started doing them, and I don't doubt we'll start seeing a lot more. I've always been there for the fans. I've done, free shows. I've done things for my fans just to give back to them, and I've been consistent for 20 years. So yeah, I still talk to some of the guys, but it's not like it's not like how it was on Power Rangers. Like we're all buddies and hang out at the juice bar, Everyone's got their own lives and kids and wives and troubles and problems and stresses, But I do try to stay in contact with most of them.
Now, aside from the reunion, could we see maybe all you guys come back, maybe and show up?
Yeah, no, that's definitely not going to happen. A reunion stuff definitely won't happen. With the Super Mega Force, they brought back only a few people, and then there turned out to be a lot of negative publicity. Saban's the type of company where, you're going to have to work with them and, rekindle relationships, but that's definitely not going to happen. Too much negative press on some of the guys that did not get invited back. And, being with Saban is just one of the things where, I'm doing this for the fans. It had nothing to do with money. So Super Mega Force is for the fans, and, it wasn't like 20 years later I was dying to get back in spandex. I love to see the reaction of fans that are like 28 to 30, that when they meet me, they just turn back to 8 years old again. It's cool that I've been able to change so many people's lives. That's what's important to me, and I'm a hard worker, and, I'll continue to meet fans from around the world as long as I have them, and, and I just think it's a great thing, but I highly doubt a reunion thing's going to happen. Are you talking about the reunion panel on the con, or?
No, I'm talking about
in general reunion movie.
Correct.
Here's the thing. Half of the requirements on Power Rangers to come back, honestly, and I know it sounds really super funny, but can you fit spandex? That was the first question that they asked you. And there's a lot of actors, including Austin and a lot of other ones, that cannot fit in spandex. And because it's a Japanese footage show, they will mix the footage together. They will already be pre-filmed, so you kind of have to look skinny like them, even though I'm a little bigger than those guys. But, kids don't know in the fans. So that was the first question, can you get back to spandex? And I'm just fortunate to have karate and MMA as my exercise for the last several years. And, I just think I've continued to stay in shape with a lot of good friends and, stuff like that. So it's been great.
And what do you think is the success? Because you look at your social media, numbers don't lie. I read an article you stated. They keep writing to you. You have these seminars, and they go out, and they're out there having fun with you, agree with the fans. But what is the success that you had in this show that you were able to share that with the rest of the fans? What do you attribute that to?
Well, Yeah, that's interesting. I'm right with my buddy Patrick, who's known me for years, and we were kind of talking about that on the way up here. We've had Buster Douglas come to our school and train and all these people, and it's funny because your phone rings off the hook when you're doing stuff again, and then when you're not doing anything, the phone don't ring. But what I've done is I've been loyal to my fans, thick and thin, through, doing Power Rangers, not doing Power Rangers, being a celebrity, not being a celebrity. And I think with the social media is that Facebook friends actually get a chance. I interconnect with them. I talk to them, and most of it's not just about Power Rangers. It's about they're having a bad day, and I'm there to pump them up. And to be honest, when I open my Facebook too, and I'm having a bad day, it makes you feel good. I could never get tired of hearing someone say, "Hey, you are my superhero, and you are my hero, and you've changed my life." And so people ask me what keeps me going. It's things like that. It's like I just want to change lives, and I know I can't change everyone's lives, but to change a few lives makes me feel good. And I think if you're passionate about what you do, and I'm passionate about the show, and I was passionate about fans, and I was passionate about my karate schools, the money will follow. But if you're not passionate about what you do, it's not going to follow. So I don't really do it for money. I kind of do it for the fans, and at the same time, I'm blessed because I got hours of weights in my line, and I want to give each and every one an experience that they won't forget. I don't want them to experience some celebrity that almost everyone experiences, that you look up to him and you meet him and you're like, oh, God, I had no clue he was like that. So I try to remain the role model that I was on the show before, and I think that's what's happened with social media. I mean, my Facebook page alone, the numbers, I have 143,000 fans or 144, but the people talking about the page is about 70,000 people, which is half statistically of the people talking about the page, because I interact and I post dumb things, and that page is me. I mean, there's, I'm silly, crazy, wild, and I got so much activity going on that page that, the people get addicted to it, and I get addicted to it to continue to let people know who I am and stuff like that. And, I created Tommy, and I was filming, and it was funny because my wife was like, oh, my gosh, in that scene you sounded like Tommy. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, it just sounded like him all over again, like, hey, buddy, take my hand. I guess I got a certain Tommy voice, but I guess Tommy was me just in a PG-rated form,
Mm-hmm. Well, now let's switch gears now to your MMA career. You have not been active in the octagon. When are we going to see you inside the cage? Do you have a fight lined up? Have you been training? Who have you been training with? And, when are we going to see you in action again?
Well, that's funny because I was talking about Patrick too on the way here. We talked about that because he's a fighter and he's got several fights, and we train together, and, he's got way more fights than I have now, but it's because, he's got the time, and he's a really busy guy, and I'm busy too, and we were talking about that. It's, it's to the point right now where I got a lot of interested, high-caliber people that want to, do things. I mean, I'd like to get a Green Ranger movie going. I think the Green Ranger can be separate from the whole Mighty Morphin Power Ranger franchise, like Wolverine is separate from X-Men. So, I'm filming a lot of things this year, and, we're filming a reality show, and I'm almost on tour every single weekend. And we're just talking about that, with the training is you've got to give 8 good full weeks, because when you go in there, you can't have no excuses or anything like that. And I think only fighters know that you have to give it your all. And right now, I don't even have 8 weeks for anything right now. I'm like back to back. I'm leaving for Florida tomorrow. I'm leaving for Miami. Then I go from Miami to San Diego. I'm promoting the Power Ranger show for Saban. And then I got Kentucky. And the list just goes on and on. So this year is definitely probably out of the question because I've been, promoting and touring around. But we'll see what happens. I do like fighting. It's just at the time where, I do things for fun. And the MMA world is very different world. There's politics and everything. But right now we got a clothing line that G's been tapped, and we've been discussing that. I haven't talked to him in a while. I'm just busy. Well, we've been discussing where we're going to take that, where we're going to take it. I mean, he's highly active, involved, and into the UFC, knows almost every fighter. So we're really going to be focusing on the clothing line. And I'm sure if something happens, my fans would be the first to know. I love fighting. I think punching people in the face is really fun. I guess, I just need that time. And right now I don't have it. And there's a lot of good shows, and then there's a lot of crappy shows. And, it just depends, and a lot of good shows don't even pay a lot of money. It's really, We were talking about that again, some of these UFC fighters, and it's not just about the money, but when you put your health on risk and, you know, like me and my buddy both had distal bicep tears, it is not only, you know, costs money, which is not the issue, it's just the time, it's the recovery, and it's, you know, it's the injuries that we have. So if I do something on a big scale and it's a great show, I say I do something like with CM Punk. I mean, you know, CM Punk, well, I'll fight him, or this guy. It needs to be a cool, high-caliber, you know, celebrity/fighter versus me fighting Joe Blow out of Olive Garden. I just think I can drive ticket sales, and with the whole Van Damme thing and stuff like that, I thought that'd be fun. He wants to fight. It just needs to be an interesting fight, you know, fun for people to watch, and I just think it would be awesome like that. But right now we don't have the. Well, with Van Damme, that happened. Is TMZ was all over. If you Google Jason Frank versus Van Damme, it was just, you know, I met him and I didn't get along with the guy, and you know, he wanted to fight, so I said, well, we'll fight. I mean, I'm definitely at his weight now, and all the fans would love to see it, and then I just haven't heard from anybody. And I thought that'd be a really cool, you know, celebrity fight.
You mentioned CM Punk. CM Punk does train jiu-jitsu aside from his professional wrestling. Would that be?
Yeah, CM Punk's legit. I mean, everyone thinks he's not, but I think he's legit. You know, some of the fans talked about him fighting me, and he said, yeah, I'll sure fight him. And he's a little bigger than me because I definitely should not have been fighting the weight I was fighting at. But, you know, it just depends on interesting. It needs to be interesting. My life is very interesting. I'm on a skydiving team. I'm, you know, getting into base jumping. I want to fly helicopter. I mean, my life is definitely interesting, so it needs to be an interesting lineup, and it needs to be an interesting lineup for my team, so my guys can say, you know, hey, that's good or it's not, you know, because I train with people that I know, and you know, my people that work for me, and like Pat's an MMA fighter, almost crashed, you know, and stuff like that. So yeah. Tommy almost crashed on the freeway. Anyway, so it just needs to be an interesting plan, and need to train with the right people that aren't after you for a one-fight deal. You know, a lot of people will just use you, and just try to use your name, and then when you're done, yeah, nobody wants you no more. You know, so it's that type of thing, and it's much like acting. Once you're on top, everyone wants you. On the bottom, nobody wants you no more. Look at John Travolta when he couldn't get a movie, you know, and everybody wanted him at one point.
If you were to compete against CM Punk, would it be in a jiu-jitsu match, or would it be a full-blown MMA fight?
No, I would like an MMA match. I mean, it'd have to be an MMA match. My base style is kickboxing, Muay Thai. You know, I got my master's degree, Arjan, under the Thailand government in February, under Master Toddy. That's a high-ranking master in Muay Thai title. And then my wife got her crew title. She's been working with me. You know, it's a teacher title. But other than that, it would have to be that, or he's a kickboxer, do a kickboxing match. I mean, if K1 was around, that'd be fun. You know, it's the MMA I like, but there's a lot of wrestling, a lot of jiu-jitsu, and I do all that stuff. But if I would prefer, you know, like my buddy's a boxer. He loves boxing. He knows all the boxing guys, and I love Muay Thai. It's just sometimes you fall into things that you like, and you really can't explain why you like it. It's just what it is, you know. So it would be anything. I think it'd be great. I know he's contracted in the WWE, you know, and now I got a chance to talk to a lot of good people, $1 Million Man in the wrestling, and tell those guys, man, this should give me, like, I wouldn't mind even doing a wrestling deal. I think it would be fun, you know. It's I wouldn't say fake, but you know, it is what it is. But that would be fun. I mean, just to go out there and do a big thing like some of those guys. I'm down to do anything that I've never tried that I want to have fun, but I'm not down to do something that I'm just not into.
Right. Well, Jason, I don't want to take too much time, and we're looking forward to seeing you down here in Florida. I know you're going to have a lot of conversations with the fans. I got to ask you one more question for the fans. Mike Valdez, he says he wants to know what current music artists do you listen to while training?
Man, to be honest, like, we'll just do an iPod. When we train, what kind of music do we listen to? Just the next, yeah, whatever's on the iPod, man. We're just kind of get so into training that it's just, everything kind of just, you know, blocks out and tunes out. So it just really, we'll just pick a random iPod. I like all different things, from old school rap to rock to Christian music to, you know, to anything. And then, of course, we like the Rocky. You know, when Rocky comes on, you got the emotions of, you know, never giving up. And then with our Jesus and Tap slogans, we got that everywhere. So we have that philosophy, never tap, never give up. And so we have little motivational things around the gym to continue training and, you know, to continue training hard.
Well, Jason, I want to really thank you again for speaking to us here and sharing your thoughts and views. And heck, I would love to see CM Punk versus Jason David Frank. I would love to do it, man. I would love to see it.
And the Van Dam, too. He's interested in fighting. Why not get him? They say he's old, so I'm turning 40. Who cares? Let's get two old guys.
There we go, Van Dam. And he definitely has it, because if you saw Expendables, he was doing the split and everything, so he still got it.
Yeah, totally. And he wants to fight. No one's giving him a fight. It's like, that'd be fun. Let's do it. It's like old school karate. Two guys that are like, I'm the new school guy. He's the, old school. I love him. It's just, I think it'd be a great match, and it'd be great to hear from someone on his team to say, hey, no, we're not doing it. I haven't heard anything for 2 years. Maybe he's just in his own world and, really don't care. But he definitely wants to fight. I think it'd be fun, even if it's a straight karate match. Pull some blood sport on me. I'll pull some Mighty Morphin on him and get stuff going.
Jason, thanks so very much. I really, truly appreciate it. Thank you, Jason.
All right, buddy. Thank you, man.